Hello, everybody. Jeff Los with the Structural Building Components Association giving you an April Fool's update here this week. April 1st today. It is a day later than my normal typical updates. That's because I am in Rochester, New York for the code acceptance hearings. Anyway, there were a couple of specific code changes that were of interest to SBCA and component manufacturers in general. RB 245 and RB 246, if you want to look them up. I'm not going to get into too much of it here. If you do take that time to look those up, you'll understand why they may be of concern to component manufacturers and others in our industry. Successfully, they did not pass, but there's still going to be a public comment period where we're going to have to watch them and make sure that we're on top of that. It's one of those things that's a call to action that we're going to have to talk a little bit more about permanent bracing, BCSI, and get that word out there. Not only myself with all of you, but all of our component manufacturer members, non-members. It's one of those areas that if we want to make sure that we've got the responsibility in that area to spread the message, to be able to do it our way with BCSI, it's one of those things that we need to do it, be proactive about it before somebody else steps in there and tries to take that responsibility over for us and puts us in a spot that we might not want to be in. So that's just kind of a high level, one of those things that we need to watch out for. Again, we prevailed on those couple things. There are a few others that are of interest. I got to say, this is a very interesting process. First time for myself, but I got to know a lot of people here this week and was able to work with a number of people too that kind of showed me the ropes a little bit. Sean Shields was here with us. He did a great job. I really want to give him a shout out. This is up his alley, so it was nice to have him there to, look at all the different points, the fine print, draw out arguments in our favor. A few other people that I need to recognize that did a great job for us this week. Jay Jones with TPI. All the TPI members were very supportive of SBCA in this. Our relationship continues to grow with that group. So Jay Jones, thank you for everything that you did, including being here. I think you might be my favorite Bobcat, which is kind of a side joke there, but is a big deal for me as a Grizzly. But beyond that, Marvin Straczynski, he's affiliated with MyTech. Also, Randy Shackelford with Simpson Strong Tie. They helped us out quite a bit. NHB was on board with us in a couple different areas too, as well as some other people. So it's one of those things that it was very nice to see the support and to make sure that component manufacturers are represented well when it comes to the code. I think we still have some work to do there. We need to continue to watch it. But it's one of those things that this was a start, and this is one of the things that we didn't want to have, prevail out of this to make it an uphill battle to continue to make sure that component manufacturers are in the current, or the status quo remains, essentially is what the situation is. Beyond that, a few other announcements. The Boston Red Sox tickets, Allie from our team was able to negotiate with the Red Sox to get a couple more weeks to buy tickets. I hope that none of the baseball players realize that, and they're going to want to hire her as an agent. She successfully negotiated with the Red Sox. So that's a bit of a joke there, but do check out those tickets if you're looking to join us in July at Fenway Park. Also, David Kircher from our team is a little bit under the weather. He just sent me a text. He's doing some tests and whatnot. Get better, David. We're anxious to have you back, but make sure you take care of yourself. We're all rooting for you in your corner here. So again, we're sorry to see that you're under the weather, but we hope that you get well soon. Beyond that, coming up next week, we're going to be talking a lot more about this code issue and permanent bracing, specifically B3. We'll get into the details of what the code proposal suggested and why that is an issue with component manufacturers and beyond. So again, look to that. BCSI packages, job site packages, very important to get those out the door and include those in your packages that you send with your trusses. $5.80, I think, is what the member pricing is. That's a small price to pay compared to what some of the alternatives could have been on many projects. So that's, we'll get into those specifics, but again, I'm going to beat that drum. Job site packages, we need those out in the field. BCSI, we need to do a better job of relating framer, installer, builder, understanding of all that, which is just a good practice anyway. It's safe, it's affordable, it's a good manner to where, we need to get that word out there. So I'll continue to stress that. Very fired up about that point, and you should recognize that over the next several weeks and months. So with that, from Rochester, New York, it's peaks up, press on, and we will talk to you next week. Take care, everybody, and have a good April Fool's Day.